from D. St. Frank of Providence.
Hi, I'm a single mother juggling 2 jobs that includes working with young women who had experience in the foster care system like myself. While I hold 2 degrees in addition to being a certified nursing assistant, it's hard to navigate the fragmented safety net without the support of family as we strive to get ahead. How will you work to ensure that women and our children can get out of poverty and into a brighter future?
Yes. I'm a single parent juggling 2 jobs, including working with young women who, like myself, grew up in foster care. While I hold 2 degrees in addition to being a certified nursing assistant, it's hard to navigate the fragmented safety net without the support of family, even as we strive to get ahead. How will you make sure that women and our children can get out of poverty and into a brighter future?
Thank you. Thank you. You bring up an excellent point, and it's time that we take a different approach to the way we deliver social services, and we focus more on results. We have services, they are often not combined, they are siloed, departments are siloed, they're not stitched together, and as a result, we're not bringing people out of poverty. We're spending money, but it's often not effective, and people like this young woman are being left behind. My approach would be to break down the silos, fund what works, and recognize that all of these issues are interlinked. If you have, I spent some time yesterday at Head Start Center in Cranston, and they do an amazing job because they recognize you can't just take care of the child, you have to take care of the family. You can't just teach the child. There are behavioral health issues, there are poverty issues. These are complicated, complex social issues magnified by a tough economy, and we owe it to the people of Rhode Island to give them services that actually deliver results.
Thank you. Angel?
Thank you. Let me talk about 3 things that I think we can do that will help. And I know that the Secretary of Labor, Tom Perez, has talked about this as well in terms of closing income inequality. 1, we can raise the minimum wage. That will impact a lot of women. It also will help, I think, all wages go up. 2, we need to make sure that we have affordable childcare, and the paid leave policies that we discussed earlier, very important as well. And the 3rd thing as well for particularly children as the parent act is education. It's making sure that we invest in early childhood education, that we invest in cradle-to-career. I know because that's the path that I followed from locker closet to being here today. So I think we have to do all 3 and do everything that we can to work to lift families out of poverty. If we can lift the parents out of poverty, we've lifted a family out of poverty. And I look forward to working as your governor to do just that.
Thank you. Ken?
A quality education is by far the most surefire way to break the cycle of poverty. We have to ensure that all of our children, regardless of the socioeconomic backgrounds, receive the educations that they deserve. I'm dedicated to education reform. And what we're doing in Rhode Island right now really is not working, not anywhere near as well other states' educational systems. We have to raise our game, and we need far better results. Opportunity is something that is lacking in this state. And our economy, which struggles, which is not competitive with Massachusetts, is a gigantic stumbling block to everything that we've talked about doing tonight. We need tax revenues to pay for all the programs that we've discussed. The only way we're going to get that is to fix our economy, to bring jobs back to our state. We have to be economically competitive in Massachusetts. I have a plan put together that will make Rhode Island economically competitive, that will bring the jobs back to the state that we need, to bring in the tax revenue that we desperately have to have, to run the social security net that is very much in peril right now.
Thank you. Alan?
My goal as governor would be to create more economic activity, which will bring more good-paying jobs. And through good-paying jobs, we're going to get that economic freedom from employers to hire more, and that's going to have an increase. That's the proper way to increase the economic wage that we see on the island. And what I proposed a few weeks ago was a $200 million tax reduction plan that will allow employers, not forgetting those employers that are here in small businesses, as well as many other businesses, the flexibility to reinvest those dollars back into the workforce. Next, in government, we have to provide more dollars for workforce training to ensure that those that are lacking jobs have the necessary skills for the workforce of the future. And I concur with my colleague here, Angel, about making sure educational system, particularly educational choice for parents, so that their kids can succeed and are properly ready for the workforce of the future.
Thank you. Todd?
The Department of Health and Human Service budget here in the state is $3.23 billion. That's 42% of our economy. In putting people first and streamlining access to services, for years now I've talked about there should be a computer-based program where somebody enters the system and all their choices in that flow chart is made available to them. So we do have so many caseworkers and service providers, and it's like that magic answer, the magic solution for a client is, it's locked in people's minds, and it needs to be more physically represented in a flow chart form. So I support that. I support 42% of this job of the executive in the state is to make sure that services that we can provide are available, and making sure that happens. I personally know homeless who have been lost in the system, and it's unfortunate, so we can do better. I support that.
Thank you. Clay?
I think that Dee has asked basically the essential question of this election, which is how are we going to help people get a job, take care of their families, and raise their families here in the state of Rhode Island. And my answer is that I believe in investing in people. It's a democratic approach. It's the approach of making sure that people are able to have access to a high-quality education, making sure it's all people, and that the quality of your education is not determined by your zip code, and that we don't have a system of haves and have-nots. It's a question of then making sure that we give people the skills that they need so they can get into the workforce. And finally, making sure that we are listening to people like Dee and all of the people in Rhode Island who are struggling right now, and making sure that the Office of Governor is open to them. And that's why it's really important that we have policies in place to be transparent and not to be accepting contributions from PACs and from state lobbyists.
Thank you.